checking out the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big dog sports talk, lighten up the dark. He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint. Calling plays like a coach, every word's a hint. From the courts to the fields, the stories unfold. Rick's play-by-play, worth its weight in gold. With a laugh and a growl, he'll pull you in. Big Dog's podcast, let the games begin. Big Dog Sports Talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big Dog Sports Talk, lighten up the dark. Sports talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big Dog Sports Talk, lighten up the dark. Big Dog Sports Talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders. He's got the spark, Big Dog Sports Talk, lighten up the dark.
Hey, good morning. How are you? It is the finally Friday edition of the program. My goodness, we've made it to Friday, which is great. What's going on, Santiago? Yeah, sometimes I feel that way myself. Hit us up in the McClellan Chiropractic chat room. Professional Door Incorporated text line, whatever's might be on your mind. Had a great time last night on the Pop. BDST Pop was great last night. Appreciate everybody who stopped by. It was really good. And we had a lot of fun. Dwight Vick and Coach Elmo and Morris and Coach Mabry and DVP and all the folks who contributed in chat. That was good stuff. I did not get to my picks for the Tech season, which is fine. We can do that this morning. Andy Bitter at 6:45. He was down in Charlotte, still down in Charlotte, I'm guessing, leaving probably early today, but he's going to jump on and give us his synopsis of all of the Virginia Tech comings and goings at the ACC Media Kickoff. Hello, Jian? What's up? Good morning. Please subscribe. And then Mike Ashley with the open mic. Looking forward to that. Always look forward to our visits with Mike. And then Jen, and who knows where she is. But she will, I believe, join us today. She usually gives me a heads up when she can. But as always, hit us up wherever you might be as we broadcast live from the Family Fencing Studios. You can get a free quote, 540-200-8294. They have really grown a lot. I think we've kind of grown together. They were the first sponsor to jump on the program back in the day. And I know they're doing pretty well. And I think we're doing pretty well coming up on our yearversary mid-August. McClellan Chiropractic, Mark Hundley over in Christiansburg. Appreciate Mark's support, 155 Walters Drive. If you ever go to the channel, scroll down a little bit and go back to Wednesday a week ago when we were over there filming from Mark's place. It was really cool. Got to learn a lot. And then don't forget, tomorrow we are going to be at the NRV Super Bowl for the Bash. Coach Elmo is leaving Saturday morning, and it's going to be great. I believe Mike Burnup's going to be there, and whomever else. Come on by and see us. We are all the way at the end, by the way. When you come by, we're all the way, when you walk into the Super Bowl, take a left. We're right by the Axe Room. That's where the BDST room is going to be, and they're going to have, I don't know how many lanes they said, maybe 4 or 5. It'll be the ones marked with the show logo. So come by and see us tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, and food and beverages and bowling and just talking, and I'm looking forward to it. And I hope people take the time to stick your head in there. We're not going to do it till probably past 9 or anything like that. So just come on by and say hey. And thanks to Amanda, who we will visit with, 540-382-5525, if you have any questions about the Bash tomorrow. I think James Lawson's going to be there. Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, 540-381-8011. They're located at 300 North Franklin Street. So it'll be great. And there's no limit on who can come in there. We told them around 25 or so, but it's no big deal. I know people aren't just going to gorge themselves. Sundown Electric, one of the best reputations of any business around, 5-star business. Honest, integrity. Look them up today. Thanks to the Smith brothers for all their help. ReadySetFund.com. Check the website, ReadySetFund.com, for more information on how a series of text messages can help you or your organization raise money quickly, a la the Franklin County softball team. And don't forget, each and every day we're talking about here in the month of July, Professional Door Incorporated, sponsor of our text line. They've got $40 off preventative maintenance on their garage doors. So reach out to them. You have to tell them you heard us talking about here on the show, and you don't have to schedule it a month or two down the road. Doesn't matter when. Reach out to Professional Door in Travis, and it's 674-0008. And they are the best in the business right across from New River Community College. You can call. You can just go in if you drive by there and tell them again you heard us talking about it here on BDST, and you'll be good to go. National Bank, member FDIC, my exclusive banking partner, had a problem yesterday, and they cleared it right up. Not with them, but they had to help me figure something out. It was one quick phone call. I received 2 follow-up phone calls, and boom, everything is good. 35 years I've been with the National Bank. Good people. Little River Heating and Air, Charles Lee and Company, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. They are everywhere checking people's air conditioning units right now. Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Speaking of videos, it was a week ago last Friday, right after the show, I went up to see Jonathan Sweet, and we recorded amazing sights and sounds from the Sportsplex. They just won a major award for their advancement, and when this thing is finished, it's going to blow you away that we have something like this in the New River Valley and Pulaski County. So thanks to Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. And I saved, last but not least, the attorney Ryan Pry, 701 West Main Street in Radford, Trust and Estate Planning, our BDST fan question of the week. And it was a lot of fun this week. It was all Wayne from Ohio. Summer Blockbuster. And I sent a text to myself with all the numbers because I knew that I would not remember them. But your summer blockbuster of all time is Star Wars. And Star Wars had 29 votes. Back to the Future finished at number 2 with 24 votes. That's how close this thing was. We had well over 100 votes in totality. It was really cool on the text line. So Star Wars, Back to the Future were your top 2. Raiders of the Lost Ark was 3rd at 17 votes. The first Avengers movie showed up 4th at 13 votes. And Jaws had 11 votes. Those were your top 5. There were lots of other movies that got 1 or 2 things, but those were your top 5, and that was cool. So thanks to everybody who participated in that. That was a lot of fun. We had a few Independence Days. We had somebody put Die Hard, but I think that was a movie that came out actually at Christmas back in the day. But it was fun. People were all over the board. So it was interesting to see one modernish movie like the Avengers pop in there and make it. So we'll talk to Andy Bitter about everything that went on with Tech. I mentioned that I did my predictions for the Tech 2026 season. Would I take $80,000 right now or time travel to 10 years ago? I would take $80,000 right now. I don't need 10 years of my life back. Plus, I would not have met my wife 10 years ago. And I don't want to go back to having younger kids. Time for them to do their thing, you know. It's a good question, though. Made to last. Subscribe to the channel. But so we went 2-2. I didn't get to it last night because we got really busy with Pop. But we went 2-2, right? We have Tech winning the first 2 games. Although Coach Elmo reminded us not to overestimate or underestimate ODU. And he's right. And I feel like the SMU Miami games probably won't be won by Tech. I think that's a fair assessment. Now, keep in mind, these mean nothing. These are me just basing it on some of the names and numbers that I researched and looked at. We haven't seen any of these teams. We don't know anything about any of these teams until they get out there and start playing. But again, we've talked about this a lot. Week 3 seems to be the big challenge, the big first notice of this program. And I believe that it comes down to the Maryland game to kind of give us a good vibe early about which direction this team could be headed toward midseason. Now, we know what it means from a Tech perspective and how this is the trigger game. What I wanted to research a little bit, because I think we got a decent feel for Tech, at least from the skill position. We don't know much about their offensive line, and I think there's a lot of questions defensively. But from Maryland's perspective and Mike Locksley, I mean, he's 37-49. This will be his 9th year. He was basically told at the end of the year he was not going to keep his job. And it was really strange how it was reported by reputable sites, college football folks and on X and so forth, reporters. They weren't just throwing this out there. And then it went silent for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden they said, well, he'll be back for 2026. And it was a la Mike Norvell at Florida State. So he has to have a big year, and maybe they've already decided to let him go. I just don't know. Malik Washington is a terrific quarterback. He's big. He's tough. He slings it around. And it's going to be a night game up in College Park. Yeah, sure will. Shout out to Dixon Mias. I hope I got that right. Thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe. Happy birthday. Happy 9th birthday, Dixon. That's really cool. 9th birthdays are really cool when they're young. Treasure when they are young. Treasure it. Treasure it. Treasure it. What's up, Morris? You were great last night. Whatever. From Florida's northeast coast to the Christiansburg Marketplace, NRV Super Bowl, this Giles County farm boy is proud to be home and enjoy some BDST fellowship as a whole. BDST has some real soul. It was good to see you last night, Morris. Looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I know, you're in Newport now. Very cool. Very cool. But at the end of the day, I don't think Tech wins this game. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a battle. And again, when I say that when you make predictions on these other 8 games, keep in mind, I fully know that they could go either way. It seems like they all could, except for the next one after this. But I think Maryland will hand Tech their first loss in that game. They'll be 2-1. The next game, week 4, they go on the road to open up ACC play. And they play Boston College. The Eagles were terrible last year. They were 2-10, and Bill O'Brien came out of the spring without really one guy as the quarterback. Ethan Grunkemeyer has a chance to really have his big breakthrough game here against a power opponent because BC has a sieve of a passing defense. They don't get a lot of pressure. I think Tech bounces back. And I think they go 1-1 on their road, their early road trip. A loss at Maryland, but they get a very important conference win the next week on the road at BC to be 3-1. And I think most Tech fans would probably look at that and go, okay, and you had a chance to go 4-0, but 3-1, you would take that pretty well. Yeah, Elmo is an energizer. He's insane in a good way. He just continues to go. It's awesome. I hope when I'm at that point in my life that I can feel the same way. I really do. So then Tech comes back on a Friday night for the home ACC opener against the Pitt Panthers. Now, Pitt, it's very curious. They have their first 4 games at home, not against great competition. So their first road game is when they come to Blacksburg on a Friday night. And Pat Narduzzi, it seems like that's a pretty big game because they could be 4-0 coming in, and they should have some height. But I don't like schedules like that in football. I never have. I don't like working so hard to protect your record that you don't really reveal who you are as a football team. I think Virginia Tech's in danger of doing that next year with the way they open their schedule. But I don't think Pitt maybe they get kids who develop for a month at certain positions and they come in and they create depth and they get comfortable. But I don't like a team being with a kind of lulled to sleep with a false sense of security at home for 4 weeks. So I think Tech beats them. I think it'll be a close game. I think Pitt's got some talent. When you look up things on their quarterback and their line, it looks positive. They want to run the football. But I think it'll be a back and forth type of game. But I've got Tech going to 4-1. I think they're gonna beat Pitt and be 2-0 in the league. And I'm telling you, if that's the case, then everybody's just going to already have one more win than you had all of last year. And I think people are going to be very, very excited if that's the case. So there you go. We're through 5 games. I don't have them 5-0. I have them at 4-1. Now, week 6, here you go with those wonderful additions of Cal and Stanford. Tech has to take a West Coast flight to take on the Golden Bears. And I will say the name incorrectly, but Jaron Kewi Sagapotele is a terrific quarterback. Cal worked hard financially to keep him, and he has a brand new coach, Tosh Lupoy, who is a passing offense guru. So they're going to utilize Saga. I'm just going to call him Saga to the max. And California has a chance to be a dynamic passing team in the ACC in 2026. Tech's going to have to deal with jet lag. By the way, all these things show up today in the Patriot article. That's what I wrote about today. And I don't think Tech wins that game in Berkeley. We don't have a time for it yet, but I think they come back 4-2, 2-1. 4-2, 2-1. But again, you don't have a great feel for a lot of these opponents. You don't have a great feel for Tech yet. So I just did this. I've been asked about it so much. That's why I went ahead and did my list. Week 7, it's a homecoming game. It's a battle of Tech supremacy. It's Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech. After losing Haynes King, the All-American quarterback, I'm not sure what kind of season Brent Key will have to try to replace that position. Now, they do have a big name, if you will, Alberto Mendoza, the transfer quarterback from Indiana, the brother of the Heisman Trophy winner, Fernando, who at one point here in the near future will be the Raiders starter for, I think, a long time. He's their new signal caller. They want to run the ball. They don't make any bones about it. They've had a nice stable of running backs. Nobody really hugely dynamic, but very solid ACC running backs. And they do have a strong offensive line returning. That's one thing that Brent Key has been lauding out of the spring. This feels a lot like the Pitt game to me. I think it'll be very close. I think Tech needs to reestablish some home guidelines here, and I've got them winning another close game. I think it'll be a 3 to 6 point game, something like that. So at the half point of the ACC schedule, I have Tech 5-2 overall and 3-1 in the conference. How many of you would take that? Right? How many Tech fans would take that right now? 5-2 and 3-1. I think I would. But then you get into what we've talked about a lot once you get past the midway point. And the travel schedule right after that game against Georgia Tech, you got to go to Death Valley, and it's going to be tough. Clemson is in a desperate situation. Some of the things said yesterday by Dabo Swinney, I scratch my head. He just seems to be in such denial. I really believe, unless they just have this breakthrough season, I just get this vibe that I think Dabo's going to be gone. I really do. And maybe it's time. Chris Vizina is the new quarterback, and he made some comments yesterday about him that were head scratching. Yeah, he made the rounds yesterday on X with some of his comments. They did bring back Chad Morris as the offensive coordinator, had so much success there earlier in his career. And that's usually a sign of, I won't necessarily say desperation, but that's a head coach that understands he needs to do something to try to return to the formula. Returning to the formula means being able to recruit and or buy a dynamic quarterback, because that's when Clemson was dominant, when they were really good with Deshaun Watson and, of course, Trevor Lawrence. I think Tech can move the ball against them. By this point, Tech should have established an offensive line and a running game. I don't think Tech's offense is going to be easily deciphered week to week with Ethan Grunkenmeyer. I think he's going to be able to do some things, and we've talked about this thing, those tight ends, that position. It's going to be back. So teams are going to have to work, I think, a lot harder. But there's something about going to Death Valley in the middle of the season. I have Tech dropping this game. I have them at 5-3 and 3-2 at that point. So then you stay on the road. In Dallas, we have a problem. SMU awaits next in their smallest stadium that will be sold out and extremely loud. They came off a very disappointing overall 8-win campaign, if you will, but they did go 6-2 in the ACC. And I say disappointing 8-win campaign because their first year in the league, they played in the ACC title game. Kevin Jennings is back for his third season as the starting quarterback for the Mustangs. That's crazy. They have so much money. They are able to retain him. And that's a good problem for them to have. They never are going to want for money. Of all the programs in the ACC going forward, you're not going to see them sit there and campaign and talk about how bad the expenses have gotten because they have it. And being able to keep him from a third season was huge. I think Rhett Lashley is a terrific coach, and it feels like this is the year they could make it back to the ACC title game. Tech will play hard. They'll be determined after losing the previous week to Clemson, but I have them dropping this game as well. Keep in mind they're coming off a bye into this game, so they have a little extra time to prepare. But ultimately, I think SMU will be too hard to overcome. And I have Tech at that point 5-4, 3-3 overall. So that leaves the final 3 games of the season. The next week seems a little bit like a layup because it's Stanford. Stanford will not be a good football team, I don't think, in 2026. Another program that has not really in any way, shape, or form adapted to the portal era, and another completely misplaced team from the West Coast in this league having to come to Blacksburg. I think Tech cruises in this game. As a matter of fact, I wrote about it in the Patriot. I think this will be their second biggest win under James Franklin after the VMI onslaught. So Tech wins easily. I think 6-4, 4-3 with the final 2 games coming up at that point in year 1. And then you already know how I've picked this one because I said there were going to be a 2-2 start, and this is the second of the 2 losses. Miami on paper looks very strong. The Week 12 game in Miami Gardens, this is the Hurricanes program that lost the national title game. You can't worry about that a whole lot if you're players and sit there the whole time and think about it because a lot of those guys are gone. Darian Mensah spurned Duke. He told that story, or at least his version of that story, at the ACC media kickoff, and at the last moment decided to go to Miami. And Mario Cristobal and the Miami coaches are raving about him. Miami hand-selected him. Carson Beck was dismissed by Georgia, and he ended up going to Miami and weren't really sure how he would, play overall. And he did play well. He wasn't great in big moments at the end, but he was great. He was good and consistent. And maybe Miami's program is starting to arrive. I think they have to be very more consistent. They should be good up front. And I think this is going to be one of those games where Tech will get a true measure of where they need to go in the league. Again, the ACC is a lot better if Miami is good. And obviously Virginia Tech can get good again. But I don't think Tech wins this game. I have them at 6-5 at that point and 4-4 in the ACC. And then it's the Week 13 finale as Virginia Tech will welcome the Cavaliers in for the Commonwealth Clash. What can be known about Virginia? Well, they might be the biggest mystery team in the league. We know their offensive line is good. I've heard great things about their defensive line. And we know that their quarterback was really good in the spring. All that being said, a lot of portal kids once again. And how can you get a read on those guys in the preseason when nobody's really talking? It's tough. Very, very tough. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go for the Cavaliers. Overall, I just don't really know how that's going to go. My guess is they're going to be solid. They're going to be a solid team. They're going to be a football team that's going to be pretty well coached. I'm starting to get the feeling that, he's a better coach than many people think. Tony Elliott, talking about a pure football coach. May have taken him a little while to find his legs about him, but he's going to be a pretty good football coach. But I like Tech in this game. There's just something about Virginia having to come into Lane Stadium and try to win a game. They haven't done it. Last year was embarrassing. Dwight Vicks talked about it. Tech laid down and died in that game. Didn't put forth much of an effort. And I think they get this one back and send Tech into a lot of great vibes going into whatever worthless bowl game they're going to play in. They'll be 7-5, finish over 500 in the ACC. Maybe you win the bowl game, depending on who opts out and who plays, who doesn't play. That's all these bowl games are going to be now. Battle of how many players decide not to play. And you go 7-5. And I think a lot of people would look at that and probably go, okay. But keep in mind, and I will say 7-5 with this caveat, there are games in here that you could easily see Tech winning that I have them losing. For instance, I don't think going to Clemson is a slam dunk loss in any way, shape, or form. It goes the other way. You don't look at the Georgia Tech game in Blacksburg as being a slam dunk Tech win. I have them winning. Virginia Tech, I mean. Same thing with Pitt. I have them winning a close game, but you could see that going the other way. Maryland is one of those games. It was actually the hardest game on here for me. You could see Tech win that game. So you could get up into the 8-9 win plateau pretty darn easily. Or you could stay down at the 5-win plateau. But that's where I'm at right now, and you can read about it today, and you can rip me apart as those predictions, I'm sure, fall apart 100% throughout the season. But that's what I write about in the Patriot, and there's my prediction: 7-5, 5-4 in the conference. And then people, I think, will be buzzing about the program heading in the right direction. More talent coming in for 2027. And then all of a sudden, maybe you enter into the conversation a little bit in terms of being a conference contender the next year. And if you get that in year 2, I think Tech fan would say, yep, the program under James Franklin is heading where you thought it might. So what are your thoughts? Crazy? Not enough wins? Too many wins? Let me know. Yeah, Low Country, show up. Agree with Morris. Show up. Be over at the bash. Come by and say hey. So there you go. Tech 7-5 on the season. That's where I'm going to leave it. 7-5 and 5-4 ACC. I'll put them down here in case people need to see it. There you go. So there you have it, my picks. But it was kind of fun reading up on some of these other teams in the conference. I think we're going to find out a little more about it. Phil Steele joins us on the 28th. He'll be on in the 3rd hour. And we'll see exactly what he thinks about this league and James Franklin. I got to be honest, it's going to be difficult for me to buy that book this year. It's up to $25. It's gone up. I understand it. That's a lot. He used to send out promotional copies, but he stopped doing that a few years ago. But $25 is heavy. It's heavy. So I think, in all due respect, now we're having him on. He's going to promote his book. And I think if you're going to buy one, it's still the book to buy. But I don't know if you can get an accurate read during the portal era on a roster. like you maybe could in the past when you had so many returning players, and it just seems a lot more difficult in my mind to see how that would work. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not, again, going to discourage you from buying it. Me personally, I don't think that's going to happen just because of the cost. But yeah, it's kudos to him. Kudos to him for going out there and putting his thing out there. Joe Rogan. I wish I had Joe Rogan's following and money, Bubba's. Not in that order. I wish I had Joe Rogan's money and his following. Please subscribe. But I don't. I wish I did, but I do not. He's pretty good. He has a lot of good interviewers and seems to be as honest as most people can be during this type of thing. There's a lot that's not honest, a lot of dishonesty, but that it seems to be one of the more honest takes on things. Andy Bitter's going to join us, and we'll get his take on all things he witnessed down at the ACC media kickoff. And I'll send him his invite right now. Then Mike Ashley and the open mic, and then Jen, and we head into the weekend. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if you're around, I hope you spend time with us over at the Bash on Saturday. That would be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yep. Thanks, Bubba's. Appreciate you. Very nice. And I hope you stay sub. We're a good community here. Everybody's free to have their thoughts. Talked about it a little bit last night on Pop. Dwight was really sounding off on that. He gets so frustrated getting shut down, and he's a therapist and he deals with all that, and he doesn't understand why we've gotten to the point, and neither do I. Why we've gotten to the point to where you can't disagree. You may not always like it, and you might have a little bit of a reaction, but you don't hold it against people. We don't do that here. Everybody can feel the way they feel about things. But we're not in that culture anymore, are we? If you disagree, man, you're my enemy, right? It's a bizarre time. It really is. It's a bizarre time. Yeah, right, Morris. I think, and I wasn't trying to get to 7 wins for Tech. I wasn't just like, okay, so we think 7 wins, but that's the way it worked out. But again, there's a couple games that Maryland easily could be a win. Clemson could be a win. They could be better than you think and go out to Cal. But then again, the other side of it, Georgia Tech could be a loss. Pitt could be a loss. You know what I'm saying? So Virginia could be a loss. But at the same time, I think it feels like if they didn't have Ethan Grunkenmeyer, I probably would have had a little different take. I probably would have been more of a 5-7 pick. But he is a known, excuse me, he's a quantity. And we have output from him at a high level from last year. So that gives Tech, in my opinion, a little more credibility going into some of these close games. And I think they will play in a lot of close games. I think there's really only potentially maybe a few games that are lopsided. The 2 they win against VMI and Stanford. And Miami could get out of hand. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe because they're rivals. Maybe they play well. Just a couple of years ago, the game Tech won, actually, and had the call overturned. Don't get me started. Down at Miami, Tech was heavy underdogs, and they played them off their feet. The SMU game could get – and what I mean is I don't think you're going to see like a 4-touchdown deficit or anything like that, but that could be a 2-touchdown game. I think the SMU program is still being slept on nationally. I think we know with the money they have, and we know how the impact they've had. Look at their record since they entered the ACC. Seems like, I mean, they were disappointed after 8 wins last year. Still had 6 in the conference. They expected to go back to the ACC title game. But they blew a game late that they should have won, and it cost them. Well, Coach Omo was warning about Old Dominion. And look, I'm not dissing Ricky Ronnie's program at all. I mean, he's a good coach. And he's built that program from scraps, from the ground up. Prometheus is a construction worker. He hadn't been here in a couple of days, but he's a guy that's out in construction, right? You build your foundation, and that's what Ricky Ronnie's done at ODU. Kudos to him. And he knew he had to replace a lot of talent, and he went out and hit the portal, and maybe he was able to do that. We don't know. He's got a quarterback with Powerball experience, and he obviously runs a pretty darn good offense. That's why there was a lot of rumors about he might potentially join James Franklin, his mentor. So we'll see. Warren says, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the towel and ask Dwight for that counseling slot. The VMI game is a bit unfortunate. I mean, I'm not trying to belabor the point. That should be James Madison. We should be all excited for James Madison on week 1. But we're not. It's going to be an afterthought. And I wish there would have been more thought and the desire to be challenged more than to try to get a 5 or 6 touchdown win in week 1. But Low Country says, all right, cool. Here we go. 6-6, 4-5. I just think we dropped one of the Pitt Georgia Tech games. He says, well, there you go. Absolutely, that could happen. You might be right on it, Low Country, which is what I've been talking about. And again, they can make that up somewhere else. The schedule's interesting. Couple of tough stretches on the road in there, but it's interesting. It really is. And I think we're going to get a pretty good feel from where we are. Because you think about 3 programs that, although really 2 programs we expect to have good years, and in Clemson, you think because of the name they're going to have good years, but at the same time, I just don't trust it down there. And I will say this, as tough as Death Valley is to play, I watch a lot of Clemson games. A lot of them. When they get behind at home, the crowd's great. They get pretty quiet. If you get a lead on them early, I'm just saying, it could be very interesting. So there you have it. There's your picks. Mike Ashley and Jen coming up a little bit later on. And he's now our Friday friend. It's Andy Bitter, at least for this week. What's going on, AB? How was your travels, man? How have you been? It's been a while.
It has been a while. A lot of travels. It's good. Still hear about the check out of the Airbnb that has a putting green in the back.
Oh,
and
man.
a hot tub and a video arcade downstairs. This is the best place we've ever stayed. This is fun.
That is really cool. And, man, you've been all over the place going to ballparks. You're out west. I love your pictures from the West Coast parks, man. That was cool.
It was fun. I might put Petco ahead of Oracle. It was such a great atmosphere. The weather factor played into it. It was really cold in San Francisco and perfect in San Diego, but and the seats were better in San Diego. But
yeah,
that was a fun trip.
That's awesome, man. And how many are you trying to see all the current parks, or are you just when you're out somewhere like that, you go to a baseball game?
I'd love to hit all 30. It might be impossible. I think I'm at like 17 currently.
Oh wow, so that's good though.
They keep tearing them down and building new ones.
That's true. Yeah,
it's tough.
You get close and then it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone. Well, what was your take on yesterday? It was Tech Day, and that's why we have Andy on today. Andy had a great idea. He's like, "Why don't I just come on Friday?" So, what did you think, man? James Franklin looked like James Franklin does in those situations. He looked comfortable, and the things that he said very confidently. What was your take of the whole James Franklin appearance?
Yeah, I mean, that's the James Franklin experience, right? As you put him in a media setting, I know I wrote that he was sort of playing the greatest hits when he was going around the room. He had an eager new audience of reporters that were, hearing it has to look, smell, and feel big time, and regaling them with the story of hiring Brent Pry. And, I called Frank Beamer to get his blessing, and he didn't pick up the phone. Like all these stories that we've heard 1,000 times. And yet they're very effective. And, national people are eating that up, people that haven't heard these stories before. So I think it's a good way to go out there and sell Virginia Tech. Very little was said of substance at this thing, as usual. It's just kind of a way to get together and gather and hear some from the players. The players were actually fantastic.
Yeah, they were.
Kamari Copeland, always personable. Tyson Flowers was just thoughtful with all his answers. He was up on the main stage and somebody would ask a question. He kind of gather himself for like 3 or 4 seconds. And then he'd answer instead of just going into a rote, memorized canned answer. He actually gave some thoughtful answers. Then Marcellus Hawkins got the biggest laugh of the day when he, they asked him, it says here you have an interesting cooking. It's like, what was your favorite cooking? It's like, I think I'm pretty good at making ramen noodles. The room just was like, I'm good at putting things in the microwave. It's like, that's what I got. And the room just like that was laughing. It was probably one of the best athlete laughs I think that they got at that thing. So it was a good day. I'm glad it's over, and I don't want to do it again for another year. But that's usually how those things go.
So structured. So will there be more schools going today? Is that how do they do?
Yeah,
that?
There's 6 more today. I think 5 or 6 more. It might be 5 more. Belichick's today. SMU is today. Duke is today. So the defending champion is going. I don't think there will quite be the crowd with Belichick, but either way, I will not be there because I'm going to hit the road and get out.
Exactly. You've done your bit. Well, that's good. It looked good. I know that. And you're right. The players look good. They look the part, don't they? I mean, just looking at those guys standing there in their suits. I know football players always look big, but they look really. Hawkins looks like a fire plug, man. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Franklin had great things to say, like a very detailed answer just about where he is weight wise and how explosive he wants to be. And then just like, he was just effusive with his praise about Hawkins. And, when you're talking about a running back, that's sort of the Frankenstein's monster that you would build. It's like he's that size, he's got that speed, he's got that elusiveness, that toughness. And, I can't disagree. He was really good last year. The only thing you can ding him for last year is he didn't get in the end zone very much. They gave 1 touchdown. Maybe that's on the coordinator more than it is on the running back because, he's that kind of runner down by the goal line. Actually, if you think about it for 1 second, like I didn't there, you just go, well, they had Kyron Drones around the goal line. So that's why he didn't get the ball a whole lot down there. But you look at his yards per carry last year, he's going to be a really effective runner. And you pair him with Jeffrey Overton. You have a guy like Messiah Mickens coming up the ranks. It's going to be a really interesting running back room. They ran the ball well last year. I think they can do that again this year.
Why did everybody make a big deal? I saw it getting around when he said, Coach Franklin said, but we won the off season, man. If people picked up on that and
there were a couple things that he said that I gotta say, if there's any Penn State fans watching, just gotta chill. You just gotta stop.
I didn't understand all. Yeah.
He had a line that, we won the off season. Now we have to carry that over and make sure it translates to the regular season.
Yeah.
So, that's the whole quote. You hear it and it's like, okay, that's a pretty bland.
Yeah.
Quote. That was the one he said several times, but the quote that gets out there is we won the offseason. Of course, Penn State fans are like, we've heard that a million times. and you're teeing people up to be like, hang the banner. I made the joke yesterday on that. Hang the banner. Hey, off-season champions. So, maybe choice of words could be better there, but there's nothing wrong with the quote he said. And then another one was he was asked about his experiences and how does it change your journey and stuff like that as a coach. And he began his answer by talking about his experience at Division II. And you don't have everything at Division II. You don't have these huge weight rooms and locker rooms and stuff like that. So that's how the answer started. And he's like, I've been at places where you have less is more. And now in a place like Virginia Tech, where more is more, and you have to figure out how to win with it. And all the Penn State fans just saw that last part of the quote, and we're losing their minds to a lot of stuff. And it's like he wasn't even talking. Like, I mean, it's amazing. The smallest thing that goes out there, people just go crazy about it. It's like, you got to chill. Yeah, you get the full context of the quote.
Exactly.
Spout your mouth off.
Dabo,
he draws that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to draw that sort of reaction from people. He's very. I've said this before. He's very Buzz Williams like in that sense. I think he's like Buzz Williams in the way he operates and the way he generates a reaction from people. And I mean, you know how former teams talk about Buzz Williams, right? I mean, leaves and he's like, okay, Brent. All of a sudden, he becomes Brent Williams instead of Buzz Williams. Yeah, I think James Franklin, certainly with Penn State in this situation, is in the same boat.
Dabo Swinney made the rounds yesterday on different sites too, and some of his comments were almost bizarre. What's your take on Clemson? What kind of did you hang around for those? Did you see all that? Or
we were recording our podcast yesterday, so I didn't see any of Dabo at that point. I was in there when he came into the room, in the breakout room, and it was the biggest crowd of the day by far.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought Franklin would have something that would rival it. And Franklin had a very good crowd and was probably second, but Dabo was still the show. And, after his offseason where he made the tampering allegations, he didn't hold back on that. And
yeah.
I think people just wanted to hear what he had to say. And, I think he's to the point in his career where he just doesn't care, right?
He's
like, I'm old. I've got a couple national titles. I mean, he's not that old, if we're being honest, in coaching age. I think somebody pointed out that he's the same age that Nick Saban was when Saban went to Alabama.
Right.
When he got the Alabama job.
He got to Alabama, right.
And Dabo has 2 national championships. So I think he's pushing back on this whole Clemson is washed narrative that's out there, or Clemson's falling back to the pack, which I think they have. Because you can't play at that level that they were playing for 10 straight years there. And there's a difference between winning national championships and going 14-0 and being what were they last year? 8-4.
Yeah,
might have been. They might have won 7 games. I can't remember exactly.
7 or 8. Yeah.
7 I mean, there's a pretty big gap there, and all of a sudden you have a question mark at quarterback with this Vizina guy, which. He's taking the reins, but I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Doesn't seem like college Deshaun Watson. So if you don't have that guy at quarterback, can the team be as special? I think it's a fair question.
Do you think Miami is finally digging their feet in as a program under Mario Cristobal after last year's kind of surprise, and now they're everybody's going nuts? The Mensa kids' comments were interesting. Where do you think Miami is on a realistic level as opposed to the hype they always seem to get because of who they are?
Yeah, well, I think they're the class of the ACC right now. I think they're going to be the number 1 team picked, and I think they might be unanimous. I think it could be close to that, and with good cause. They came on strong and they played well in the playoff. They still kind of felt like Miami at times last year, where you think, okay, they're putting it all together, and then they lose a game. You're like, how did you lose that game? But Darian Mensah, Cooper Barkate, Malachi Toney, the whole Mark Fletcher, I mean, the whole group of skill players is outstanding this year. And, the question with them is how are they going to reload on the lines? They lose Malyoga on the line, a couple other offensive linemen. Defensive line, Ruben Bain, Akeem Messidor. I mean, those guys were incredible. And they really brought like an identity to Miami where, they punched you in the mouth last year and they beat you up over the course of 4 quarters. I mean, you look at that Indiana game, the national championship.
Yeah.
They crushed Mendoza early in that game.
They were good. Yeah.
And played a really physical brand of football. And I think that's what Mario Cristobal wants in a program. I mean, he's an offensive lineman at heart. He wants to play that kind of game. So how can they reload in the trenches? And I think they recruit well enough to do it, but you lose those guys that are all first-round picks. I think you look at it, you go, okay, there's some work to be done here before I go, that's Miami again, and they're really good.
SMU gets a lot of love. I know they felt like they had a disappointing year with 8 wins last year, but they had 6 ACC wins, I guess because they went to the championship game the year before. And That's a team that, they got money. They don't need to worry about it. It's rare that you get to keep the same quarterback for the third straight year. So we'll see how they continue to evolve.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings gives them a chance against anything. I think it felt disappointing last year in part because they had the championship game birth in their grasp.
Yeah.
They go out to Cal in the last week and lose at Cal. And it's like, Cal's tough. I think Cal's tougher than people give him credit for. And that quarterback is going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem this year.
It's a problem.
I'm saying don't overlook that game at Cal if you're a Virginia Tech fan.
No.
But SMU, step back. I mean, playoffs did not playoffs, and championship game did not championship game. But Rhett Latchley, in 2 years in the ACC, is 14-2 in the league play. 8-0, 6-2. I know they lost the title game to Clemson, but regular season ACC play, that's pretty good. And that for a team that comes up from the group of four now, transition, and you kind of wonder how can they handle playing. In on the lines. That's always the big question. Do they have the line play to compete? And that's a team that made that transition from group of six to Power Four better than anybody has recently.
Right.
They don't have a conference title to show for it, but they're close, and they're going to be in the mix this year. And for their sake, they better hope that the oil money is still good there, because Rhett Latchley is going to have a lot of options going forward.
Well, finally, about the kickoff, let me ask, because people are asking me, did you get any info on UVA? Did you talk to anybody? People know they've got the Missouri quarterback. Their line is good, but did you get any kind of feel at all for the Cavaliers after a record-setting year for them, 11 wins?
Yeah, I don't think it completely falls off. I look at the variance, the luck variance, and this isn't ripping on UVA. I'm just saying they won a lot of close games. And you look across all sports, close games tend to even out over time. And you win a lot one year. They won 3 in a row in overtime, I think it was. Really tight game. Then another one at Cal that wasn't overtime. It was pretty close. And there were 4 or 5 consecutive games that they won. It was like that could have gone either way. When that's the case, sometimes they go the other way the following season. But I still think that's a really strong squad. I'm not quite sure. I haven't filled out my ballot yet, so I don't know where I'm going to put them in my predicted finish. But the offensive line is all back. They get Monroe Mills back, who missed all of last season at tackle. Perbula can run. We'll see if he's the high efficient passer. He had a lot of picks last year relative to his touchdowns, but I think they've got some backs there that can do some things. It's can the receivers show up, the new receiving core? And I think that defense has been pretty salty the last few years. It used to be a sieve, and that John Radzinski has come in and he just puts a really good product on the field. So I don't think UVA is going away. I think they'll still be a very tough out. I don't think they'll be 11 wins again. I think that was a level that was just a special season.
Yeah, exactly. And they had their chance, and like you said, it's weird to say that Duke's ACC champions, isn't it? It just still feels weird, but there you go.
Yeah, if I'm a UVA fan, I'm kind of kicking myself, and not kind of, I am kicking myself after last year, because the stars aligned for them last year. They had it. You're playing a 5-loss team in the ACC championship game. When are you going to have that opportunity again, possibly? Because now Miami has it rolling, and SMU is there, and you're not going to discount Clemson. And if Virginia Tech, having now hired James Franklin, starts to recruit like James Franklin does, and starts to sort of siphon off the talent in the state, man, you wonder. UVA just like, wow, it was right there. That was your chance.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What did you think of the tiebreaker explanation?
It is so confusing.
I didn't understand any of it. Good. I'm glad.
It is more confusing even after you read it all. And I understand why it has to be confusing, because they have a confusing setup. They have some teams playing 9 games, some teams playing 8 games. You miss half the league. So I think it is good because they won't get in some ridiculous tiebreaker situation where Duke essentially got in because they played UVA. Like the combined record of their ACC opponents is like, well, they lost to UVA during the regular season, but they get credit for playing them. So that elevates them. It doesn't make any sense. It was really dumb. And that's how they get a 5-loss team in the championship game. Now head-to-head matters. And if you can't resolve it from head to head, it's most likely going to come to this Sports Source ranking that is, people are like, why don't they use the college football playoff rankings? Like, well, those don't come out till Tuesday.
Right.
You can't wait till Tuesday to set your championship
That's
game.
right. That's right.
So this is basically the next best thing, because first of all, the CFP uses this ranking. And second of all, it's basically the same thing. It's going to ensure that the best team emerges from like a 5-way tie like that. So, last year, Miami would have been the pick out of those teams that were tied for second. They were the highest ranked team. Then you would have had a UVA Miami championship game. Then you're not worried about missing the playoff altogether based on who wins your championship. And that's not an issue this year anyway, because the CFP gives out an automatic bid to all the group 4 or Power 4 teams. But you still want to run the risk of doing something stupid. And the ACC always seems to be on the risk of doing something stupid. And I've said this, like, people are looking at it as like, well, so if you're 8-1, that's the same as a team that finishes 7-1, because they have the same number of losses. They're not going to reward or penalize teams for playing an extra game. But then 7-2 would be the same as 6-2.
Yeah.
Or no, 7-1. 7 would be the same as 7-2. So if 8-1 is tied with 7-1, but 7-1 is tied with 7-2, but 8-1 is not tied with 7-2, even though, like, logically, because then the winning percentage factor comes in. So it'll put your mind in the pretzel trying to read that thing. But we'll see how it plays out. I guarantee you, however the ACC can have a controversy at the end of the year, they will have a controversy.
Yeah, they will have a controversy.
That's just how this league rolls.
What'd you think of Jim Phillips? I mean, he didn't say anything that you didn't expect him to say, but how was he received down there?
He was fine. I mean, I kind of, I feel glad for him for once. He's not going up there and talking about like schools suing the league or like the league falling apart, or what's the grant of rights? What's this?
It's our legal update.
I mean, as much as, they were panned for that settlement and figuring out a buyout for everything for the league, it has brought some general calm to it. Now that is until, this is the time of year where it feels like realignment news drops out of nowhere. It's always at ACC or media days at some point. So we still have a couple weeks where maybe some team leaves in the middle of media days, but it felt like relative calm. And, he talked a lot about the legislation moving through Congress, and, we'll see. I have a little skeptical that that's actually going to work or actually even get through, because politics, it's a tough bet. But, compared to what he's had to go up there and talk about in the past, I feel like this was a lot calmer and easier lift for him.
And of course, the uniform controversy. Your post started it. They had the hold on the dummy, and then
sometimes you just gotta wake people up on the week and put a picture out there like that. I guess Tech had sent them a new jersey that he got like destroyed in transit or something. Like something happened to it in transit, and somebody at the ACC just grabbed an old jersey and put it up. And Tech was like, Don't do that. Here's the new one, and put it out there. So they corrected it quickly. But it's funny because it just first of all, it seems to happen every year, and second of all, it just gets people riled up.
They were fired up.
It's like the smelling salts that you give to somebody right before it's like, all right, you paying attention now? Here we go. It's time to do media days. Wake up.
I thought they were going to do an upgrade. What is that?
Yeah.
And finally, let me ask. My goodness, we heard about it. Justin Fuente interview on TSL. How did that come about? What was he doing there?
He's working with the CFP. So
that's right.
He's sort of a liaison between the coaches and the committee, and trying to help the coaches understand the committee's thinking and such. And you talk to him, and it sounds like he's still kind of trying to figure the role out. And it's a new role, so they're defining it as they go a little bit. I have never spoken to him and found him more relaxed and engaging and just in a good headspace. I mean, he seems like he has figured out life. Now, I could figure out life too if I had that money in the bank.
Absolutely.
Didn't have to go to work every day. But I think he's loving what he's doing. He explained it as like, I got to go home and be a dad for the first time. Like that's, being a dad, but like be active, be around for his daughters for the last, what's it been now? 8 years, 5 years, 65 years, 6 years, 5 years. And, he's got one that's going into college and a couple other that are high school age. And I think he enjoys he gets up early, works out at like 4:00 in the morning, and then he's out of work by 3. And he's just got it figured out right now. And, he came on the podcast, and it wasn't going to be a podcast like we sit down and it's like, what went wrong, right? Like you just kill the vibes with this thing. And if we had an hour and a half with him, I'm sure we could have gotten into some of that stuff. But it was sort of a quick hitter, light feeling sort of podcast, and reminisced about some stuff. And he was very, grateful for his time in Blacksburg and the way he talked about it. And, he wasn't sitting there, throwing stones at people after the fact. And I don't know, I think a lot of Hokies fans appreciated hearing from him in a thing like that. And he had such a reputation for being just like sort of a grouch and a grump in media settings. And I've seen him like that before, and I don't think a lot of the fans have. So I think that was something that was good for them.
Is he still doing the TCU analyst?
He's not. He did that for 3 games, and then this college football playoff thing came up. So I think he likes this more. I think it's a way to stay connected to the game and to coaches. And talking to him, I don't sense that he wants to get back into coaching anytime soon, because he said, well, first of all, he said it point blank. But second of all, even beyond when, they're empty nesters and the kids are out of the house, I don't think he's going to rush back into coaching, because why would he need to? Why would he want to come back and at least come back before all this stuff gets sorted out?
Yeah, and like you said, too, the comfort of having all that money in the bank, right? It's got to be a really good opportunity to get to tip somebody to go back into something where you had a bad taste in his mouth where he last left. So, yeah.
So, if we could all find that kind of inner peace.
Yeah. Finally, the 5-year rule is under attack from all sides. I felt like this was a common sense thing, but boy, it's not going to go down easily, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you knew whenever you tried to implement it, either the class that just missed out, the class that just missed out on it is going to be angry about it. And then the class just coming in is going to be angry about it because it's going to take away opportunities. But it was necessary. You can't have it. The redshirt rule was a good idea in theory, and the 4-game rule where they allowed to play, but you can't let these players now play 4 games into a season and then go, all right, shutting it down. I mean, that's just, antithetical to any sort of team setting or trying to figure out what you're doing. And I understand why they do it, because they can earn a whole other year or have a whole other year of earning potential.
Right.
Which is huge in this game. If you only have a certain shelf life, and hey, if you're not gonna play in the NFL, and even if you do, that's not a long time thing. Being able to have an entire year at your highest earning potential at the end of your career is a big deal. But you look at what it does to some of these teams. You're like, Virginia Tech had Christian Ellis made the play of the game against NC State, knocking down a pass to preserve that victory last year. And that's the last any Virginia Tech fan ever saw of him. He went in the portal and ended up transferring after that to UVA, which will be interesting this year. But,
right.
It's just a starting safety just leaving in the middle of the season. All of a sudden you have this huge hole here. It's not like you go to the free agents. It's not like you go sign somebody in the middle of the season. You just couldn't have that situation. I think I guess the thing that would bother me is that it kind of messes up some of the records, and like, oh, he's the all-time passing leader. It's like, well, yeah, he had 5 years to do it, but I think we're already in that situation. They've already screwed it up. Like Ron Dayne is the actual leading rusher in college football history, and people are like, no, it's the San Diego State guy. It's like, yeah, you don't count Ron Dayne's bowl games, but you do count his.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that bothers me, but not that I'm a jaded Wisconsin fan on this whole thing. But,
no.
But yeah, the records are already screwed up. So what does it matter? Let's do this. Let's make sure there aren't like 28-year-olds playing college football.
I agree.
And the 7th year, 8th year, 9th year nonsense that they're doing with this. And 5 for 5. Just start playing, get your career on the way, and get out. Go get a job.
Yeah, 100%. God, Ron Dane was great, wasn't he? Jeez,
He was. He's a force.
Jeez. Well, good stuff, brother. Thanks for coming on today, man. That's good. That's a lot of information for folks to chew on a little bit. And I hope you have safe travels. I'm so glad you had a great time on your vacay and your baseball trip. And I hope you enjoyed God's country out in San Diego. It's my favorite place.
I mean, I got out there and I started like, man, I could like start a taco truck here and I could just go surfing every day.
Yes, you could. Taco
just
truck
move out here. And like, first of all, a couple problems with my plan. Like, first of all, opening a taco truck 30 minutes from Mexico, like, yeah,
well,
like my tacos are gonna be better than anything else out there. Second of all, didn't look at a single real estate price. And I'm sure if I did, those ideas would be quashed immediately. But
correct.
You spend like 10 minutes out there. Like, this is the perfect weather, the perfect life. I love this vibe. I want to be out here.
Oh my gosh. Did you go to the Eslamp district? Did you hang out down there? Did you enjoy all that?
Well, we went to Coronado. I actually have a Coronado shirt on here today.
Sweet.
For a day. Kind of tooled around there. Went to a Padres game. A little bit around downtown. Hit the USS Midway Museum, which is really cool, on that aircraft carrier out there. And yeah, it was a quick trip, but I think we got the San Diego vibe from it.
Absolutely. Always a good vibe. All right, my friend. Well, listen, safe travels coming back, man. Appreciate you as always.
All right,
brother. Take care, man. Good stuff. Andy Bitter reporting from Charlotte and the ACC Media Kickoff. I'm going to hold off asking Andy his final prediction, Morris, until I think he's around. He's pretty close to where I'm at on his record. People on the professional door text line seem to think my record makes a lot of sense. I went 7-5. If you just missed it, 5-4, admitting that it could be 9 wins, it could be 5 wins. I mean, there's a lot that can happen there, and that's not a cop out. I'm sticking with 7-5. I'm just saying though. I want people to understand it wasn't like you could go through and necessarily go, "Oh, I feel great about that one." Win, loss. Oh, no, you had to go, But that's the way you play the games. I mean, this team could take hold a lot sooner than you think, or it could take a little longer. Now, I have them 3-1, Wayne. I have them losing at Maryland, and that was the hardest one to pick. Two things brought me to Maryland. It's a night game. It's not as easy of a takeover from a student perspective being a night game in College Park as it is in an afternoon game. And the more research I did on Malik Washington, the Maryland quarterback, and when I saw some of the pieces they added, I feel like it's going to be a higher scoring game. And that's where I gave them the advantage. Well, yeah, it could. Power 4 streak continues. But it's like I don't feel good about the pick. It's not like I'm like, yeah, they're going to lose. No, I felt like it was the last game that I had to go back several times and just kind of, And it was almost 8-4. I almost checked them off. But then I have them winning the 2 close games, in my opinion, at Lane against against Georgia Tech and Pitt. Pitt first on that Friday night, and then Georgia Tech. So that's my trade-off. And I have them beating Virginia in Lane. I have them losing at Cal. Folks, that quarterback is good. He's really good. And they spent a lot to keep him. New coach, it's going to fit his style of play a lot better. California had a sneaky good portal haul too. I'm not saying they're going to be ACC contenders, but you go there, you got to make that trip. It's such a disadvantage, them coming and Tech going, whatever it is. So I had 7-5, Wayne, 5-4, going to some, pointless ball game. You win that, 8 wins, and then all of a sudden everybody's stoked for 2027, which could be the title contention year, right? And by the way, Wayne, I had them losing at Clemson, but I'm not sold on that. I don't know what Clemson is anymore. You know what? After watching some of the clips yesterday from Dabo, I'm not sure he knows what they are anymore. I really don't. He hopes. He was very defensive yesterday about his accomplishments instead of talking more about 2026. He kept saying, hey, look how many close games we lost. Look what we've done. Look what we've done. I have 5-4 in the ACC, and I had 7-5 overall. That's what I had. I mean, going through the ACC games, I have them winning at BC easily. I think they win that game by a couple touchdowns, 1-0. Beat Pitt, they're 2-0. They lose at Cal, they're 2-1. I have them beating Georgia Tech. They go to 3-1, losing at Clemson, 3-2, losing at SMU, 3-3, beating Stanford. And I think that'll be other than the VMI game, I think Stanford will be the biggest margin of victory. So they're 4-3 in the league. I have them losing at Miami, 4-4, and then beating Virginia, 5-4. So 7-5, 5-4. And again, my predictions on these things are as worthless as the invisible note paper on this phone that I copied and pasted on. But hey, it's fun. I've had so many people ask, so I decided to go ahead and knock it out. And it is my article today in the Patriot. In case you missed the show, go back and watch. But if you do not, you can just go online or get you a physical copy of the Patriot, Mike Williams. By the way, thanks to Steve and everybody at the Montgomery County Chamber. I don't mention them enough. They are terrific. Going to go meet with Steve next week. If you know of anybody who wants to become a partner on the program, we do a really good job helping promote your product. Miami. Those are the two teams I have playing in the title game, Miami, SMU, and I have Miami winning. Although SMU keeping their starting quarterback for a third straight year is massive. You don't hear that anymore. I mean, that's a dinosaur, right? But Mensah is really good. And I thought no matter what we think about him, the way he pulled out on Duke late, his explanation of it, his side of that story seemed to make more sense. But Kevin Jennings is a really good quarterback for SMU. And to have him back for a third year, he knows Rhett Lasley's offense up one side and down the other. So there you have it. 7-5, 5-4, possibly 8 wins in the bowl. And I think Tech fan goes, okay, all right, let's go. 2027, let's do it, right? But I would not be a bit surprised of 9 wins. I would not be a bit surprised if we're talking about 5 or 6 wins. 5 or 6 wins would surprise me more than if they win 8 or 9. Like I could, you know what I'm saying? I think just because of the quarterback, I could see them being better than. I could see them winning more games than 7 more easily than if they won less games. If that makes sense. It always makes sense when we join this gentleman with this gentleman, Mike Ashley. And look at that shirt. Look at you. He is in Honolulu today.
Yeah, sorry, unbuttoned there.
That's all right. You look great.
Showing off the chest hair. Yeah, that's.
How was the pig roast last night? Was it good? The luau go well for you?
Yeah, except they kept trying to stick an apple in my mouth. I really got upset. It was horrific. Yeah. Anyway, I remember back in high school, famously, I had 3 hairs on my chest, and it's like gardening. I cultivated them because I was worried that was all I was ever going to have.
Did you hang on to them? So you didn't pull them. You just kind of made sure they were.
God, why would you pull them? You know, That was a sign of virility, I thought, back then.
Were you like Bugs Bunny in the Barber of Seville cartoon when he's just putting the hair on the making sure?
Yeah, that's where I got all my culture. I learned about opera from Bugs Bunny and Kill the Wabbit.
Mike Wade says Mike has the 70s stash going today. Do you? You ever see it?
I do have a different look here the last month or so. I shaved off the goat.
There you go.
So that's why. But I have to keep facial hair, otherwise it kind of thins my face a little bit. Because certainly I haven't done anything to do that. So I have to keep some facial hair, which I discovered back in the 80s. Yes.
Yes. Hey, who knew?
I look skinnier. I've got a little bit of facial hair, and the goat will be back, but it's all white now, so it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of disappointing. These are problems you never thought about when you're worried about only having 3 hairs. Now I wish those hairs were growing up here, but that's a whole nother thing.
Hey, with the ACC media kickoff this week, I thought about you. Like, do you miss those days of going to media days and all that? I know you kind of enjoyed them, right? You got into that kind of thing, didn't you? Or did you not?
Oh, well, yeah, you got to remember how my life works. I work at home, so the summers are just we're staying in my basement, and after the end of the school year at Maryland, where I worked, I covered a lot of the spring sports, and they were good. They went deep into the summer. Lacrosse, women's lacrosse, then baseball got decent for a brief time, and it was a lot of fun. But for me, that day in August when you go out to football camp or whatever, or or the first press conference, it was like back to school day. Remember when you were a kid, and you had your lunchbox, and you went out the door, the first time, because back when we were kids, there was no media, social presence or anything. You didn't have Facebook and Instagram and all that. When the school ended, you didn't see a lot of your friends again until the next year. And
that's true.
That's what it was like, is back to school day. I saw all my friends. I got to have lunch with them and play and talk about football and see what misleading truths we'd be told about what we're going to watch this year.
Correct. Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. It was always a lot of fun to get back in it. Yeah.
Was I was trying to think. So you were there. You had Luby. You had Coach Bradley. So how were they at media days? Like during their crunch time, during their years of building and so forth. How were they over?
Oh, I was thinking more of my freelance careers and my years at.
I was thinking about Radford guys.
Okay, but Radford guys. Well, Luby was great. You just had to be careful. You had to remind him maybe to tone it down a little bit, because he actually answered questions. You would have loved interviewing him.
He did. Yeah.
Now, Ron Bradley was also very good in his own way. He would answer questions. Ron he was on another plane. He's just
I know.
too smart for his own good sometimes. And I remember on the road games, I always think of, some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. Those games right before Christmas, where the team has already gone on break mentally, and you're traveling to like Duquesne someplace, and amazingly you don't get many calls. They don't give you the benefit of the whistle much, and so a team maybe you thought you could compete with, suddenly you're losing by 30, and you hang around and all that. And I would always grab Ron going to the press room, and I go, Ron, I know you want to say something, but what you need to say is that this is not typical of your team's performances, and don't talk about the officiating. And more often than not, he would listen to me, but you could tell it was really tough for him. You just want to, as a PR guy, you want to ground the guy before he goes in and starts answering questions, and maybe let him vent some of that stuff to you rather than to the media, because these guys are never going to see you again, so they're going to have this one impression of how you act after a game like that. And it's a chance to put your best foot forward, remind people, hey, we won 20 games last year. This isn't typical of what we do, where we're trying to find ourselves a little bit right now. But, if you look, we were picked, up in the top 3 in the conference, so we're probably going to be fine, And just remind people of what you're trying to sell in your program, because those opportunities were really important for us wherever we went. I thought to put our best foot forward, and I don't know that it works as much like that anymore because now there's so many games on TV and so much, and you know what we're talking about here.
Yes, absolutely. So since Wayne mentioned both, let me just ask you this question this way: what have you missed? What do you miss more? Spending all your time at Lakeside Park during the summer, or trash talking on the Salem basketball backcourts?
I was legendary trash talker.
I know you were.
To back it up, yeah. I think one of my favorites was and plus as I got bigger and rounder, everyone thought they were going to block my shot. Yeah, you weren't going to block my shot. I would do the fake finger roll under the basket and somebody would fly by, the Paratroopers Club. That's an old one. But mine was as they landed and I finger rolled over them after that. I would say, hey, would you like a manicure with the facial? Yeah, that was a good one. There was another guy that if he scored over you, he was older than me. I learned this from my elders on the court. If you were running back down the court, he would just get his shoulder right up against you as you're both running back down. You were going down on offense, grumbling because you just scored over you. And he would start doing this. He would start rubbing his hands like this. And, like you're getting burnt. So, he was doing this as you ran. I love that one. But I that was a little over the top for me. Yeah, I tried to be more subtle and not let everybody hear. I just wanted the one guy to know that you silly boy, you're not blocking my shot.
That's right, exactly. I think the first time I heard about your court exploits,
oh boy,
I don't remember if it was Hunsiker or Greg Denny. I just remember somebody coming up from noon ball, and I'd just gotten hired, and I was down there meeting everybody, and they were just like, and I remember one, I think it was Greg. Said, well, somebody was really hot that afternoon shooting the ball. And then I heard, no, he wasn't Mike Ashley-esque, but the guy was lighting it up. So I was just like, yeah, that's what he said. I'll never forget that. It's like, oh, so you have that reputation. You're getting people are comparing shooters to you.
I was a voluminous shooter. I shot a lot. And that was that's good. That's really nice to hear. I do love that. The only thing that makes me happy in that is people that remember when I had hair. So I hear it. But the NBA was something. Noontime Basketball Association. Greg Denny, you didn't think as a basketball guy, but he was such a great all-around athlete and could do anything. And he may be the all-time noon leader in scoring because he played so much. He was there every day, and he was just beating people up and down the court all game. He was, just one of those guys. He made it into a track meet and just wore you out, and it just really. I could run down everybody's game, but we don't need to do that today. It's it was because I was a student of the game, as it were, and I know that because I watched a lot on defense.
You watched the guy on defense?
No, I watched everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried to stay between my guy and the basket, but didn't always work out.
Where did you rate yourself as a defensive player during noon ball?
Well, I turned it up when I had to, like LeBron does now at the old stage. I'll still try and, get a hand on a ball every now and then and let them know I'm there. And sometimes you can lull a person to sleep defensively. You're not really pressing them or up on them, a hand on them or anything. And then suddenly you change that and it throws people off their games. I was into that subtle stuff like that too. Heck, I was trying to paint the corner as a slow pitch softball pitcher. I was always in my own head about stuff like that.
Did you like basketball? You played a lot of softball. I know this. Which did you like more? Which did you like playing more? You were good at both, right? You were pretty good at both.
Well, yeah. Before I ate and drank my way off the courts and fields of my lifetime, but basketball, I loved. You get a few guys and you got a game going, and just the movement, the patterns, I think that's the one thing I do well when I'm your color guy is I see those things still on a court. I still look at those kind of things.
Yeah.
If there's one dream, everybody's got their own version of heaven. Mine would be that I'd be skinny again, my knees wouldn't hurt, and I could get up and down the court and play full court again. That and all my dogs I've ever had will come running to me when I cross the pearly gate, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you'll be like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the basketball goal will show up, and you'll be allowed to talk whatever smack you wanted for like
well, this
every
is a
third
whole,
day.
This is a whole nother show. But the Conehurst Elementary School, across the street from my house, they had it was a shorter court because somebody got tired of spraining their ankle, so they moved the baskets from this end to this end and made it the width of the court and moved the rims there on just backboards with no rims. So the rims got moved. We got shortened the court, and it was wide. So you got good spacing on the floor, which is something that basketball needs to look at now, because you see so many guys step out of bounds. The court's not big enough for the athletes playing the game or wide people playing the game. But anyway, and one rim was 9 feet and the other was 9.5. And so many more guys of that age could dunk. Now, I was still right around the rim and couldn't quite dunk, and I didn't care because I had a good jumper. So, well, I did care, but that wasn't going to happen. I wore the ankle weights. Remember wearing the ankle weights?
I do.
When you were a kid? I wore those all the time to school so that I could jump a little better. But there was a lot of dunking going on our court, and our court became a very fashionable place to play. It was Conehurst Elementary School, and we called it the Cone Dome.
I like that.
It was a magical place. There was all right. One more about this. Sunday morning when I was sitting in church, you'd look out the stained glass windows and you couldn't quite make out anything. I could see the court out the stained glass windows, though. Maybe 110 yards away. And I couldn't really see what was going on, but I could see the ball going up and down. I could tell how many people there were, and if it was a full court game. And I had to run home as fast as I could and take off the leisure suit and get the kicks on so I could get over there and start playing. Because I remember one spring I was out there and there were 40 people there lined up with next game. That's how popular this place became. And because a lot of us weren't good enough to go down and play at Longwood regularly, where the college players came in and played. I mean, Dale Solomon, guys like that used to come down and play. They had jobs in Roanoke, I always heard, and they always went over to Longwood. One of the saddest things I see now, and this has been true for a couple of years now, driving through Salem and at Longwood Park, which is a pretty little park there right by the right town near Mac and Bob, so people know where that is, right? And they've got only one rim there now. You can't play full court at Longwood. I don't, I guess they play virtually someplace online or something now. I don't know what's happened to these wacky kids.
What's going on with these youngsters? Hey, well, mark the date. I don't know the day, but Radford plays at Maryland this year in December. So that's a game you should come up and hang out with me and Johnny Holiday.
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah, Johnny, I haven't seen Johnny in a while, but he loves me because we would tell each other a joke before every press conference and game, or tell our story or anecdote or something. So I'm a made man with Johnny, and that's about as good as it gets in Maryland athletics. So
I think it's in December, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that.
That's very exciting. What's going on? The Hokies are coming up this year too for football. So
that's right. Everybody in the NRV can't wait to visit your part of the woods. It's all because of you, actually. That's what it is.
Well, leave early. The Beltway is a pain in the butt. So get there early.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. So what do we have? Open mic time on a Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. That thing.
I'm going to do it. Yeah, you told me not to, but
okay, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'm going to talk about the World Cup. Why?
What?
Why? Because for me, it was something different and wonderful to watch on TV this summer, and I did watch.
Okay.
The only way I can explain it, Rick, is remember that scene on Mount Crumpet when the Grinch and his heart grew 10 sizes when he lifted up the sleigh and saved Christmas for all the Who's down in Whoville? That's me. I watched and I enjoyed football. My heart grew 10 sizes. Yeah, I still make fun of soccer, but I get it. More people in more countries having more parties and more fun than any other sport, and they can't all be wrong, even if they don't know how to keep time or stay upright if there's any kind of contact on them or even near them. And can anyone explain an offsides call? What the World Cup really brought to our shores this go round was a world audience that seemed to revel in Americana like we do. That was good for the soul. And the game brought incandescent star power. Portugal's Ronaldo, England's Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, Norway's Erling Haaland, that old striking Viking. I love that name. France had Mbappe, who to me sounds more like a 1960s Batman TV show punching sound, Mbappe. And most of all, there was my new favorite athlete, Lionel Messi. He is absolutely incredible and has Argentina on the cusp of a second consecutive World Cup, Sunday at 3 against Spain. No Mbappe, but I'm going to say it anyway. Same bat time, same bat channel, just because I want to. Superhero Messi has authored astounding numbers in pursuit of the Golden Boot. That's what they call the scoring leader at the Cup. Back to the 1960s TV, though, for me, the Golden Boot was the Marine Corps trophy that Sergeant Carter and Sergeant Hacker both got stuck on their foot on Gomer Pyle, if you remember that. Those guys didn't have 33 combined career goals and assists and a scoring streak of 11 straight games in the Cup like true booter Messi, including 2 brilliant assists that knocked out England, who are the Buffalo Bills of international soccer. Messi had already orchestrated another miracle, an assist and a goal as Argentina scored 3 times in the last 11 minutes to oust Egypt. I'm getting a Messi jersey. I can wear it out to eat, and when I spill something, I can just point to the back. Messi. To think I had just started watching the Cup this year because it seemed the American side, the best U.S. men's national team in my lifetime, actually had a chance. Well, until we didn't. We remain not ready for prime time on the biggest world stage, and our star, Christian Pulisic, disappeared. Though in fairness, he always seemed injured, and not in the Academy Award-winning style of so many international players. He was really injured. Please get up and play on. The clock is running, we think. Truth is, the U.S. isn't set up to succeed, Rick. Our best athletes don't dream of being soccer stars when they're young, and our culture is backwards from how other countries operate, bringing their best to the pitch as youngsters, nurturing and training them. In the U.S., there's more of a pay-to-play system where coaches and leagues monetize winning and marketing of their teams, mostly at parents' expense, rather than developing talent and moving players up the line. At least that's what I've read about all this, because you wonder why our players just aren't at the same level. And I've heard this said by many of the poets of the pitch. I also learned Spain is really, really good, a defense mainly on another plane. They often have clean sheets, another term I learned, but not one that I enjoyed often in my bachelor years, Messi. And a world's champion in this sport is really a world's champion. For us, the U.S., it's wait until next year. Well, wait 4 years, or just 2 until the women are there to kick butt again. Viva summer soccer.
All right. Well, there you go. I don't know. The world can be wrong. I tried to get into it. I'm reminded why Americans are never going to be, soccer's never going to be America's thing, ever.
And why is that?
It's fine. It's fine. Well, for all the reasons you say, I think America has a problem with a sport where you don't use your hands. And I don't mean that facetiously, but look at our football. You know, it's a 4-limb sport, man. It's all in on everything. Baseball, like we're not wired that way, and it shouldn't be. It's not going to be. It's fine. It's not everything's for everybody. American football is never going to take elsewhere, no matter how much the NFL tries to throw it over there.
Don't you think part of our problem though is that we look at it through our lens? And look, I'm one of those guys too. That it's the whole timing thing just drives us crazy, right? Because everything else
and the flopping is embarrassing.
The 10th of a second here on all our clocks and all our sports and soccer. We have some extra time. There's going to be a little bit more. We don't know exactly when it's going to end. That just drives me crazy. But and the other one I think is you can't quantify the sport like you can others. There's just not enough stats. There's There's shots on goal, there's goals, assists, but there's really not a whole. They do time of possession now, but and that's telling, but there's just not enough. And I've talked about this before. The stuff I've heard on the sideline. I mean, guy dribbles the ball a long way before losing it, and for another frustrating situation. But the whole team is yelling good stuff. So I figure good stuff should be a stat. If you do something to move the ball, it's a good stuff. And if you lose the ball and you're unlucky, that's another one. So you had 3 shots, a goal, 4 good stuffs, and 3 unluckies. Then you
3 unluckies.
You have a box score. It's not.
How many unluckies did you have tonight? I like to you're inventing stats as you go. I like that.
I had a lot at Sackett's, as I remember, but that's a whole nother story too. The other thing is oh boy, it's the analysts. The analysts do drive me crazy on this because it seems like because they don't have things like that quantify, and I guess they think we're such rubes we can't understand when they move a full back up or change how many people they have up front or in back. You can see it, but these guys don't really talk about that. All they talk about is they have to play with more effort. Yeah, okay, that's just the weakest stuff. Don't say that. Tell me why it's not working. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great point. There's a lot of pretentiousness about soccer. Like Americans just don't understand the intricacies. No, we got a pretty good grasp on it. Tell that guy who just fell down pretending he got hit by the guy 5 yards away, go ahead and get his ass up. Okay. We don't buy that here. We're just not, that's not who we are.
No, that's not going to work for us. But yeah, it's just, you can't just say they're not trying hard enough and count that as, analytics.
Right.
Here we have whole shows developing to breaking down film and showing why they did this and why they did that, and we all are experts now in football and officiating and soccer. Why didn't they call that push? And why did they call this one? Why did our guy get a red card for just stepping on somebody's foot, and they go to replay and uphold it? What are you doing? What is going on?
Well, that was the one thing I saw on X. A lot of internet. It's nice to see the complaints about officiating is worldwide. Oh boy, maybe even more so than American football. I mean, I saw so many criticisms of this, and then accusations. They had the overturning of the call against the American, and that red card was weird. And then the other things that they showed, it's just like, wow, this is worldwide, man. Officiating's not good anywhere.
But it is. It's because we all watch so much. We all think we can officiate every sport now because of course we get it slowed down and we get to see it 8 times before we have to say, okay, yeah, that was a foul. But it doesn't work like that in the course of a game, and we're I'm afraid we're losing something.
I agree with that.
The immediacy, the stoppages of play. Oh, and the other one is the fact that I am now, especially as an old man who mowed my whole yard the other day in the almost 90-degree temperature, so I was very proud of myself. I did have some hydration breaks, and I thought it was funny now that I understand soccer. That's one of the beauties of it, is that thing where you wear people down. You use a team with better conditioning does have an advantage in that sport as much as any, but now they kind of literally watered that down with the hydration breaks, which I'm sure there are old men soccer fans like us across the pond going, not my day. We didn't break for water. So I don't know. It's tough. It reminds me, you always think of the thing they wouldn't understand is that running back, Jim Brown, he got stronger in the fourth quarter because he was still just running over people and stuff like that. And Greg Denny was still running up and down the court. We were like, I got to go take a shower, go back to work. Come on, Denny, slow down.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on. What are you doing? Yeah. Well, good stuff as always. What are you getting to this weekend? You traveling? Are you around? What are you doing?
I am actually up here in Delaware. I couldn't. It's very hot in the attic, and I didn't want to go up there. It's messy and I don't have my jersey.
Yeah.
So I came down here, and my wife stayed in bed. So, but yeah, I got to do some stuff with the in-laws today. Go over to mother-in-law and work there a little bit, and then I'm writing. And this is my life. I'm writing NBA this week. How about that? They haven't even finished things like last season, and I've already got to start writing previews and stuff. So got to get on the phone, man the lines, know a little bit, figure out where LeBron's going to sign, that kind of stuff. It's interesting times, and I get to write that fantasy piece for Lindy's, and boy, do I have fun with that. I just drive around thinking of how I'm going to slam some players this year.
That's what you thrive in, the slamming of players, of course.
I do, because I covered college my whole career. I wasn't going to blast college players. Maybe some coaches I would tweak, but I wasn't going to light up college players. So the NBA guys, they make enough money, they can handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of them make money just going someplace and not pretending they go someplace and sit and get extra money, like freaking.
Correct.
Yeah, geez. Anyway. More on that later. Film it 11.
All right. Well, happy Lindy's, and
I do like this shirt though.
I know it looks great.
The Hawaiian thing, mine here.
You should. I think. Yeah, you own it. It's luau time, and I want to see you in a skirt next time. Yeah. All right, my friend. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you.
Hey, Goober says, "Hey, love you guys down there. Look forward to seeing everybody soon. Hopefully."
Hey to Goober, we love you. All right, there you go, Mike Ashley. Great stuff from Mike. The best. Mike's the best. It'd be worth seeing Mike in a grass hula skirt dance, wouldn't it? Come on. We would all be down for that. And you should all be down for Professional Door, residential commercial garage doors, owned and operated 40 years. The Williams family, Travis, keeping up what his father started. And this month only, celebrating 40 years by giving you $40 right off the top of your garage door maintenance check, off your service call. You have to tell them, obviously, that you heard us talking about on the show, and you have to mention that, hey, it's July, right? I can schedule it now. Yes, that's when you schedule it. It doesn't have to be in July when they come do the work. But keep them busy throughout August, September, October. But if you schedule it now, mention you heard us talking about it. It is all you, $40 off. Oh, what a great special that they're running at Professional Door. We're presented each and every day by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Thanks to Jonathan Sweet and Tim Miller. I can't wait to get back up to the Sportsplex. Man, oh man, we're going to do some shows from up there in the future, by the way. National Bank, member FDIC, exclusive banking partner of me and this program. 35 years. I had just, I love giving endorsements. I think they're very effective. And I had a little bit of an issue with my home. Part of my refinancing, the home homeowners insurance is part of it. Apparently it got overlooked by the insurance company, and the bank had this got taken care of. You guys just didn't mark it. I made one phone call. I got two more, and it was over. So they're the best. Thanks to them so very much. Don't forget, we're going to be at the Bash this weekend for the NRV Super Bowl. Please come by and see us. We'll be there from 6 to around 9 is what I've been telling people. And thanks to Morris for all of his efforts. You can give them a call, 540-382-5525. When you walk in, go all the way to the end next to the axe throwing place. I think we have at least the final 4 lanes or so. That's right. They put us near the axe throwers. May not have been a great idea. Sundown Electric, one of the best reputations of any business around. Reach out to the Smith brothers. 5-star ratings all the way around. They are the best. ReadySetFund.com, a series of text messages for you or your sports group, church group, whatever, to earn some money. Go read about it at ReadySetFund.com. Great stuff, as always. Little River Heating and Air, Charles Lee, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. I'm seeing the blue and black truck everywhere this week. James Lawson's supposed to be there tomorrow night since 1997. Give James a call at 540-381-8011. Parts for your windows, plumbing, home doors, whatever it might be. Family Fencing, sponsor of our studio, 540-200-8294. They were the first sponsor to join us here on the new program, and they're doing very, very well. McClellan Chiropractic, Mark Hundley, over 155 Walters Drive. Check out the video on our site. Mark showing everything that he's got going on over there. And if you missed it, the attorney Ryan Price, 701 West Main Street in Radford, Trust and Estate Planning. Star Wars won the question of the week. It was a good one, Wayne. We had over 100 entries, which is crazy to me. Came through on the text line or my DMs, whatever. And Star Wars is your winner for summer blockbuster of all time. Yep. Back to the Future was second. Jen, the Gamecock girl, going to join us coming up a little bit later on. I think she's traveling, or at least that's the excuse she's giving for not showing up at the bash tomorrow. And the thing about it, too, Wayne, it was not just the Star Wars franchise. It was specifically the first, well, thanks, George. It's the fourth movie in the lineage, but the first movie, A New Hope. It's that one. Thunder says, by the way, I saw your odds, Thunder, about Tech. Thanks for showing that, man. I was pretty much around that, wasn't I? I'll take that. Soccer isn't compatible with America. Too many floppers, and you get tossed for minor inadvertent contact. It's almost like playing against an entire field of NFL quarterbacks. That's true. I like that. Robert, by the way, Robert showed up. We had an interview going with Andy. Good to have Robert from Montana back. He's been doing stuff on the ranch. He's been riding horses. It's 100 degrees. Robert, talked about you a couple of weeks ago. We had wondered where you had moseyed off to. Glad to have you back. What do I think about the Raiders? I think the Raiders are on the right track. I don't know what their record will be this year. I think Kirk Cousins starts. I think Mendoza has a chance to be special. I like some of the free agency things they did. Really like Clint Kubiak. Unfortunately, I think the Raiders, for me as a Broncos lifer, I think the Raiders are finally on the right course. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, you are living the good life, man. I'd love to get out there. Robert, if I ever come out there to see you, I want you to take me to the best steakhouse in your area that has a steak challenge. And I want to go. Yeah, it was a good winner, Wayne. It was a good winner. Raiders of the Lost Ark showed very, very well. The original Avengers movie showed very, very well. Yeah. Jaws. I think that was your pick, Wayne. That showed up very well. So it went Star Wars, number one, Back to the Future, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, and then the Avengers. There were lots of others, but that was where your top 5 vote getter. Close Encounters of the Third Kind got a vote. Independence Day got a few votes. People did vote for Empire Strikes Back. Wayne says, Robert, if you do that with Rick, he needs a salad. No, I don't love the big salad. Look, just make my steak challenge, the steak or steaks, whatever. If I have to have a side, potato, whatever it is. Well, 500 would be a heck of a jump, yeah. Or it'd be around, 9 and 8 with the dreaded 17-game schedule. Look, teams jump from the bottom to pretty good quickly in the NFL. So it's kind of like Tech season. They could jump from being bad to pretty good quickly. I mean, that's the fun stuff. That is the fun stuff. I just feel like if I'm going to do a steak challenge, the first time I do it should be in Montana. Wyoming, Montana, one of the Dakotas. Wayne says Jaws, the original summer blockbuster. Yeah, great movie, man. It's a legitimate horror movie. Yeah, I caught the yesterday, mid-morning yesterday, I caught the Sylvester Stallone story, the movie about Rocky. It looks outstanding. That guy, we talk about casting. That's one I'm going to make plans to go see. Oh, an elk steak. Absolutely. Medium rare. I would have an elk steak. No question I would. When is the release date, Wayne, for that movie? I didn't see that. If the trailer's just coming out, probably have a little time, don't we? I'd like to see that. And we'd like to see you tomorrow at the NRB Super Bowl. Come by and see us for the bash. Robert, get on your horse and start riding. Come see us. 6 o'clock tomorrow night at the NRB Super Bowl. I'm going to do some sort of live, here we are. This is the Super Bowl. Talk to Amanda a little bit. Maybe talk to some of you guys and gals and post that as well. Had a good pop session last night, Big Dog Pop. Appreciate all the folks who stopped by for that. That was fun. And I didn't get to my tech picks, which is why I had to do it today. We got into other things last night, and sometimes that's fine. When things takes on a life of its own, that's perfectly fine. We don't worry about that at all. November 6th. Okay. So we got a few months. November 6th. A long time. I'll be on the cusp of basketball season. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. But now we're on the cusp of football season. You get the media days out of the way. And I wonder if something's brewing. Like, it's interesting. Now, Andy mentioned that too. Hey, this is the time when you always see realignment news. I saw that posted 3 or 4 times yesterday, 3 or 4 times the previous day. I wonder if there's some scuttlebutt going on. I don't know. Oh, I would love to try the old 96er challenge. Thunder. I think if I went a day, limited my consumption, and you got in good exercise, and you're looking forward to it all day, and by the time you'd sit down, 6 o'clock or so, I'd like to give it a go. At least one time in my life, I want to do a steak challenge. One time. I don't know if I've even been to a place that offers it, or maybe I just haven't researched it enough. But I'd like to do that just one time. One time in my life. Hey there, Wayne. Yes, we are. We're carrying Blacksburg football. Been hot on the trail talking to potential sponsors this week, and people are very excited. Met Coach Reese. He's going to be on the show, I think, next week. He came across like just a terrific man. Landon Weaver and Richard Terry will be on the call, 2 students from Bill Ross SMA program. Bill's very excited. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff to promote that and the channel through Bill's program. Virginia Tech is very much behind us presenting Blacksburg football. There's a lot of excitement because they didn't have a network because they lost the radio station, and they're the largest school in the area, right at 1,400 students. So a program that's been better the last couple of years. Coach Leonard did a good job with it, and now I think Coach Reese is going to continue that progression. He was terrific meeting with him on Wednesday. And he's very excited. So, yes, we'll talk more about that as we get closer. Robert says, come on out to Montana. I have a lot of fencing work you can help me with. And don't worry, Robert, we will. And when we do come out, we're going to bring that young lady, Jen, the Gamecock girl. Jen, you'd be out there in the cowboy hat and the boots, and you'd jump on the back of the horse, wouldn't you? You'd be there.
Give it a shot. I don't know how good it would be, but a try.
Yeah, you'd be there. Well, Robert's inviting us out for elk steaks, and we have to earn it. We're going to have to work on the farm a little bit, but that's okay.
I'm in. When do you want to go? Not during football season.
Okay. Well, we'll have to let Robert tell us a good all. Yeah, we can't go during football season. That's true. That's true.
And I just heard you talk about Blacksburg. No Christiansburg, though.
Christiansburg has a radio station, so
okay.
We had to look around to something that made sense. I approached a couple of schools that were on radio, but they didn't want to. They don't really. This format frightens and confuses them, like it does me on a daily basis. So I get it. So that left one, and that was your arch rival. The Blacksburg Bruins will have their games here. So yeah,
Shane Beamer will be happy.
Yeah, and you secretly love Blacksburg High School.
Secretly? I don't know. I like Blacksburg. Okay.
Robert says he has 4 horses, so there you go. So we're good to go.
Okay, that actually would be really fun to go out there. I've never been there.
And I'd like to do a state challenge once in my life. One time. Can I just be terrible and just and do that one time? I'd love to do that.
Okay. We have incentive. We have incentive now, so.
Like, I don't want to do a bunch of food challenges. I don't want to sit down to anything. I don't care about anything else. But steak, give me my steak. I would like to try that one time. Just once. But we'll see.
What would your strategy be? Would you just not eat for?
Well, we were just talking about it. Yeah. What do you think? So I would probably start the day before, the morning before, if I knew I was going the next evening.
Mm-hmm.
You try to get as much exercise as you can. Whatever that would be. Gym, walking, whatever. Limit consumption. Drink a lot of water. I understand that's huge. Getting all that through your system. And just do that for like a full day before, and then the half day or 3/4 of a day the next day. And then by then you're really hungry, and that would be my strategy. And sit down and do the best you can, depending on the rules. Usually I guess for a state challenge, it can be as little as a half hour, but no more than an hour. If you had an hour, I feel like I could make a pretty good dent into it. I really do.
For me, if I wait too long to eat, then when I do eat, I can't eat that much.
No.
Does that not happen to dudes? Maybe that's a chick thing.
No, I would have to have a little. Yeah, I get that. You kind of feel like your hunger has gotten monitored and that it's not hungry anyway. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, I would try to figure out. I would do some training ahead of time, a few weeks ahead of time. Okay, so when do I need to eat? How's it? Yeah, do that.
I like
Red
that
Lodge Mountain.
training for that. Like the idea you're preparing for this big epic challenge.
Yeah, I want to do it. Red Lodge Mountain, he said. That just sounds like a cool place. Doesn't it?
It does sound
cool. Where are you going after a day on the ranch after you get the horses put away? Oh, we're going to the Red Lodge. Going to have that steak challenge, I think that would be good. What color cowboy hat would you wear?
I don't know.
Can't say garnet. Can't say garnet. Yeah, have to be black.
Do black a lot, so probably that. What about you?
Probably, or I might go the traditional kind of that. What is it, like a dark tan? Like the traditional look of a cowboy.
The George Strait look.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of like, that bamboo-ish kind of color. I guess it's seasonal, right? That's more for spring, summer. We need to talk to someone who knows all the etiquette of the hats. I know there is some etiquette.
Robert, tell us about cowboy hat etiquette. You watch. It's going to show up now. He'll know. He wears one. He told us that. He's got cowboy hats. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the rules. But you already fit in because didn't you have your boots made in Texas? Don't I remember that?
I've always wanted to do custom-made boots in Texas, but I have not yet done it. I mean, it's $2,000.
Oh.
That's why I haven't done it yet. I have probably, I mean, I've got really nice high quality boots. Probably, 10 pair, I would guess. Gamecock colors for the most part.
Well, just call your boyfriend Lenoris, and he could set you up. So I'm sure he could handle your price to get your boots made.
The idea that Lenoris is my boyfriend is pretty funny because he actually does date someone in my building, and it's not me.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, that would be quite a scandal at USC, but no.
Robert says they have the best steaks. So, yeah, there you go. Black cowboy hat, I think. Well, if you're wearing the black one, I'm going to go. I'll probably wear the traditional George Strait looking cowboy hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that, really.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. So where are you? You're in a hotel room. Where are you this week? You told us, and I don't remember.
It's okay. I like it when you just confess that you didn't listen. It's so much easier that way. I'm in the Brevard area. I'm going to Brevard.
That's right.
Center.
I was listening. It's been a really bad
It's
week.
okay. I just like it when you just say, "Hey, I don't know." Janet's taught you well. Just say you don't know.
You got to be honest. Just got to be honest. Look, I'm not going to try to BS you here. I'm not going to blow any sunshine. I don't know. Just tell me. Yeah.
I like it when you just bring it. That's fine.
People appreciate that. Don't people appreciate that? Right.
Well, that's something I think that's a little different in the Southern culture package for me is I appreciate people who are direct. Maybe it's because my parents were from Delaware. I don't know, but I just like it when people just bring it.
That's all you want. You want people to be genuine.
Yeah, I like authenticity a lot.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to deal. And I deal with so much inauthenticity in my daily work life that you just go, So yeah.
One thing I think I'm going to give musicians credit for is I think they're pretty authentic people, passionate.
I can see that.
Daring. They're good at, for the most part, good at reading people and responding to people accordingly. They're pretty lucky.
That makes sense. I can see all that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see all that. But if you were available, you would have been at the Super Bowl tomorrow. We're going to be at your old digs in Christiansburg for the Super Bowl bash tomorrow. We're going to miss you.
I'm going to miss you too. I love that place. I've had a lot of Mexicans there over the years.
When's the last time you were there?
It's been a long time.
Oh, you wouldn't recognize it. It's
really?
So cool. Oh yeah, they have done a great job. Terry and Amanda. We're going to do like a little live video, so you'll get to see it.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to Amanda. They've got game for the kids and younger people. It's almost like an old school arcade. They have so many games when you walk in initially before you get down to the bowling alley. It's cool.
Well, they used to have that section on the right. You'd walk in and there were the pinball games.
Yeah, but now, it's not. Yeah, and then you go. There's now one on the left. It is. I mean, it's all over. It's cool. And the lanes are all good.
Let me know what pinball games they have because I really want to know that.
I will. And they've got this new cool scoring she was showing us. They're going to put our logo, the show logo. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. And Coach Elmo's going to be there. Mike Burnup's going to be there. So no Jen, though.
Can't make it work with all this. I got to earn that salary. No one has volunteered to take me on and pay my salary plus in the NRV. So until that happens, I got to keep hustling.
Oh, I'm sure many have volunteered to take you on, young lady.
Not financially.
Oh, you meant,
And I'm not looking to be a sugar mama to somebody. Not looking for that.
Robert says the white hat is obviously the best for the sun out there. So you might not want the black hat, Jen.
Okay, I'm good with white.
Okay. But Brandon asked Jen, what would you bowl? If you were at the Super Bowl tomorrow, what would your score be?
Not good. It's a short answer.
I mean, I'm going to do it, but I'm not any good.
Ooh,
so
terrible.
I'll get out there and roll it.
Kind of strong, and then it just turns real weak real quickly. So I don't even remember what I got last time.
Nothing but a straight ball for me. The dreaded straight ball for me.
I'm trying to remember my score from last time. What is your average score, Rick?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I haven't been in so long. My youngest son, I think, was in middle school. Last time he had his like party there. Like, he wanted to have a party there because he liked it. It may have been before that. So you're looking at, wow. Let's see here. Yeah, that's like 10 years ago. I haven't picked up a bowling ball in 8 or 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll let you know, though. We'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I am really, really, really bad.
I hope Ronnie Horton's there tomorrow. The pro. You know Ronnie? You should know Ronnie. Everybody knows Ronnie.
Familiar.
He's really good. He's really good.
I know him, but not well. I'm trying to remember.
I hope he's there because I want to watch him spin it, man. He's really good. He's one of these guys that if he bowls like a 240 or 250, he's very depressed. It's like
it's fun to watch people like that who are just great at what they do. I mean, whether it's music, sports, any of that. I mean, it's so effortless with people who are that talented and that good.
All right, Robert, you have a great day, man.
Bye, Robert. Thanks.
Yeah, he's heading off, going to go riding 8,000 feet. Awesome. Good stuff. TP says, I know Ronnie. Jen would remember. You would remember Ronnie if you saw him. TP, I wish you could be there tomorrow, man. I hope you're doing well, by the way. Yeah.
Wait, who's TP? Help.
Tony Powell. Tony Powell.
Oh, okay. I sort of remember Tony. Hi, Tony. I gotta go back to my previous life, and
you won't know Brandon, but he's smitten with you. So he says, "Proposition."
What do I know him then? I should know him. That sounds great.
Me versus you in bowling, Rick. If I win, I get to call. Well, I wouldn't mind you calling a game. It's your Radford boss that won't let you. If you lose, I'll call whatever sport you don't want for the season.
That's a nice bet.
Yeah, it is a nice bet. Unfortunately, I don't have that power to say I don't want to just call something. That's kind of my gig.
Right.
Now, I might be sitting there calling it like this.
Right. But that's your livelihood. So
yeah.
There is that.
Yeah. But the secret is when you're not on camera, you don't want the voice to come across like you're like this.
Yeah. Well, I try to always sit up. Actually, you reminded me. I try to sit up because I think that does change your voice, right? Like if you're
100%.
If you're all slumpy and so it's not
it's all about the esophagus. Yes, 100%.
And the diaphragm support, like just kind of project a little bit.
That's exactly right. Exactly. Is that a garnet top you're wearing even in Brevard?
It's garnet adjacent. I would say.
Is that the new Nike? Is that the new Nike jersey?
That actually is pretty funny, but no, that whole discussion is actually raging right now in Columbia.
You told us, yeah.
It's intensifying even since I reported in last week, and some people are boycotting it altogether and saying they will not purchase anything until the garnet is repaired, properly presented.
Nikes, they suck. They've ruined the NFL uniforms. They come in, they do stuff like that. Why would you not give the school their colors? I don't understand. I don't
money.
get that.
It's the money thing. It's just they just want to take a big vat of jerseys and dye them all the same, whether it's Oklahoma or Alabama or South Carolina.
Wow.
A big vat in China. Actually, I don't even know if they're made in China. So
yes, they are. Everything they have.
They are.
And overseas, not just everywhere. Yeah, exactly. $1 billion company can't get your school color right. That's great. We had a problem with that too at Radford. I think I mentioned that to you back when it's like, no, that's not close. Yeah, fix it.
Well, I'm wondering too. I mean, Cocky might even have to be adjusted because he's not going to be the right color now. So
Wayne says they used to use FSU colors for Tech. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that maroon, and they're not really maroon. Florida State.
Actually, they did eventually fix it at FSU. I had a discussion with the person who does my job there about this whole thing, And he said they had the same issue, and it took a while to get it resolved.
And it shouldn't, should it? I mean, shouldn't that be something that's common sense? Shouldn't that be something you know that's what you need to get right? You take over a school's athletic gear rights. Don't you think that getting the school color right should be at the top, or right at the top in the first couple bullet points, right? And now they're trying to rationalize it, it sounds like, to people down in South Carolina. Is that what they're doing?
To me, it's just, anticlimactic. It comes out, excitement, optimism, and then everyone's like, wait, that's not the right shade. So it just really killed all the momentum with it.
So have they tried to update it and they still got it wrong? They did? They tried to fix it?
I don't know that honestly, I don't know that they've tried anything yet.
No, they're going to fight you. They're going to fight you to the end. They don't want to have to do it. Yeah.
I heard the shoes look great. That's the one compliment from all the people in athletics. They love the shoes.
They love the shoes.
But the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. Wayne says, thank goodness they don't charge much for shirts. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it used to be on those, what is it called? DH Gate and probably Temu and all that. You could buy heavily discounted merch like that.
Knockoff Nike?
I don't know. I don't want to ask too many questions about where it comes from and how it arrives to you, but it's for sale in there.
Fortunately, my Nike is part of the job. I don't have to go out and pay for it. So that's good.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, you get the
because
perk.
I wouldn't otherwise.
Really? That's a strong testimonial. That's a bad report.
Yeah, I wouldn't go out looking for a Nike polo or a t-shirt.
I mean, that's the uniform of the South, though. You got to wear polo and khakis and
it is. At work, it's fine. I'm talking about just for your casual. I'm not a casual polo walking around guy.
Oh, well, that is the uniform of South Carolina. I mean, you would not be able to move there unless you promised to wear that everywhere you went, to the grocery store, get gas. You better have that on.
No t-shirts?
School polo? No, not really.
So it's got to be a school polo.
I mean, people kind of feel more dressy down there, It's just a different vibe.
Well, it depends on how you're supposed to wear your polo. Like, I see a lot of Tech fans at tailgates, they wear their polos, but they're all hanging out. They're not necessarily worried about the collar. So you're talking, these are like putting your pants and.
Yeah, these are
that's a
some
bad
men
look.
are probably ironing them. I'm not joking. But it was fun when my now late father came to visit me after my mom had passed. He commented several times. He's like, people just take a little more time to present themselves down here. And he's like, I'm kind of appreciating seeing all these beautiful women a little dressed up. So
it's interesting you say that. Janet's from Bossier City, Louisiana. So she's down in the far south. She said the same thing, especially about the women. So you're right. It's a cultural act. Absolutely. Yeah.
It is. It's a big thing. You go out, women, we go out in our athleisure gym clothes here and there, but that is, even then, your hair is done a bit. You got some lipstick on, trying to represent a little bit. But no, men really don't generally do a t-shirt and jeans. It would be the polo and the khakis, polo, khaki shorts or dark fabric shorts, not denim. So you'd have to embrace the polo.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You don't seem excited about it.
Well, I'm usually wearing a t-shirt underneath the polo anyway. I don't feel like I need to have two shirts on. I don't wear polo without a t-shirt. I think that's a bad look. I think by the time I see a guy in a polo and no t-shirt, I'm like, you need to go fix that.
I'm trying to remember if the South Carolina men do that. They used to do that. I don't think they do that anymore. I think it's just more practical with the heat situation.
Well, that makes sense. Like
Right.
Robert in Montana. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
TP says Nike thinks they're so big that the school will adjust to their change. That's true. Yeah, they just think, hey, we gave you a lot of money for this deal. Just get over it. Change your school colors. We're not changing. 100%. That's what they did with the NFL teams. Maybe, yeah.
Garnet's a sacred thing. Right now it's too red for sure. And it doesn't have, ours has like a little touch of purple in it almost.
It does. It does, doesn't it? It's like that's a good point. It does. Your garnet's unique. It's
to us.
Yeah. It looks, I'm going to get your logo up here. It looks, yeah. Well, that's just the black. Do you have more? What's the more maroon? There you go. There's a good one. Yeah, it does. You can see it. It's got a little purple-esque to it there.
Yeah, it's not as, obviously as purpley as the maroon at Virginia Tech, but it's got a little touch of that.
Yeah, there you go. Is that Big Spur in there? Is that him?
That's a version of him, I guess. Do you want to talk to the keeper of Sir Big Spur sometime? That might be fun.
We were going to, and then something didn't happen. You like that one too? Do you like that one?
I love it. I have that one in my condo.
I like that one.
But you know what's weird is now that all the young people can't read cursive, it creates problems because they don't know.
The educational society. You got to love it. So do you like the black as the background, or do you like the garnet as the background? I don't know. I'm trying to decide here.
The black reminds me of Joe Morrison days at South Carolina when I first arrived.
There they are together. So
it's kind of old school. I mean, I love them both, honestly.
I think I like the black with the garnet Carolina. I think I like that better.
I have a tile mosaic of that logo on my bar in the condo.
Tile mosaic. Well, that's cool.
It is cool.
It doesn't surprise me, knowing you. It does not surprise me at all.
It's heavily branded environment.
So you're in Brevard. This is recruiting? Is that what this is?
It is. There's at Brevard Music Center, they have summer programs for people all over the nation, come in from different colleges and high schools and study music for the summer. And they have a fair, a college fair. So I'm here to represent South Carolina. Hopefully get a few recruits lined up today.
Wayne says, Jen, let's talk about the old cheerleading bloomers from the 80s. What did they say on the backside, Jen?
I think you might be able to deduce that. One of my good friends, Joe, it was just his birthday this week. He was a cheerleader around that time. He has a lot of pictures of that.
Oh, he was on the cheerleading squad?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Back when they wore like the men wore the old school white pants.
Is it wrong that I'm unaware what they said?
You should Google it and see. I'd love to see your reaction. There's a pretty well-known picture of a female cheerleader bent over so you can see what's on the back. You might be able to find that with a quick Google. Is somebody rustling around at your house?
Yeah, that was the wife getting ready to go to work over there. Yeah. Okay. She did a quick drive-by. I don't see it.
I'll send you a picture.
What are they called? What's what's it called? Was it shorts?
I think they just referred to them as the underwear or something, right?
Yeah.
They're like underwear, but able to be publicly viewed. Protective layer. We'll call it that.
Oh, okay. Wayne just told me what it said. Really? Okay. I can't get a picture of it, but okay.
Wayne, if you can find that picture, send it to Rick.
It says lick 'em.
No,
chickens.
I don't think it has that whole phrase on it, does it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I can't find it. Now I'm curious.
Usually to my memory, I think it just says "Go Cox" on their backsides,
Oh, okay.
or just Cox. I can't remember.
I don't know why I just sounded like Jerry Seinfeld there. What do you mean? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, the discussion about what do you call it, whether it's like
You can't say that on the show.
layer.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, we're gonna miss you tomorrow at Super Bowl. I'm
I'm really sorry I can't attend. I'd love to go home, and I love that place.
If I bowl strike, I'll dedicate it to you.
Will you really?
Yeah. If I roll a gutter ball, I'll dedicate it to Shane Beamer's bald spot. How's that?
You were doing so well. we were making so much progress.
Big year for him.
It is a big year for him.
Now we got it pretty soon. I just gave my tech prediction today. It went through game by game. You and I have to do our traditional game by game South Carolina schedule. Me and you both. And people are asking for you to rate the new coaches in the SEC like you did last year. I know you've probably already been researching that. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah. I took a look at Will Stein. He's got some promise. I didn't know much about him looks-wise, so I've done some investigative work preparing.
Now, a lot of the guys are back. You're just going to maybe see how they've advanced in an age or how they've deteriorated in an age. I mean, a lot of consideration there.
There is. My biggest piece of information that I need would be whatever presentation they do at SEC Media Days.
I know that's a big research day for you. Yeah,
it is, and I need to see them all in their environment, talking with people, and how they handle the media when they answered the same question 20 times. I don't like guys that have the little short fuse and get all snippy in that environment. So that would be something I need to look for. I need to see how they interact with people, how kind they are, see how they're dressed. I guarantee you, the uniform, the Southern uniform, the polo khakis kind of thing. I guess some of them will be in suits for this.
Yeah, they will be. They'll wear suits. You should be. Oh, by the way, Wayne just sent it. Okay. I better not show that, huh? I get it. Okay.
He sent you the picture?
Yeah, he did. That's cool. Okay. It's not offensive. It's cool.
It's old school.
It's old school. It's old school. It's fun. Yeah, there you go. It's just fun. People too sensitive. Oh my goodness! Did you say?
It was meant to be fun at that time. So, but speaking of media days, I'm kind of hoping that somebody helps the players a little bit, because I'm just going to share with you that I noticed that some of the South Carolina players last year still had the folds in their shirts from it looked like they had just taken them out of a brand new package and ripped the plastic off and taken that cardboard thing out and the cardboard thingies in the collar and put on the shirts without any ironing or steaming. And I personally don't think that's appropriate. So I hope that whomever monitors their clothes will help them out a little bit.
Well, you should be happy because Dabo Sweeney, I watched a lot of he looks like a guy that's kind of losing it a little bit. I'm not sure he believes. Yeah, he was doing a lot of this is what we've accomplished. You realize last year we lost so many. That's a guy that's kind of backpedaling a little bit. Very defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His attitude is real sour. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, and he has to remind everybody all the time, like, I'm amazing. You should be happy that I'm here. And I don't like it. It seems toxic.
It feels like he made some comment about his quarterback, how we couldn't afford to go out and get. He called him a premium play. I'm like, wow. I think this kid's a high school recruit, but I don't know. It felt like he knows that he never is going to. He hasn't adjusted, evolved to the new era. He fought it for a couple, 3 years and got it pushed back on him, and now he doesn't know how to go about it. Brought back his old offensive coordinator. Cade Klubnik wasn't very good. He was okay. he got drafted, but that didn't mean a whole lot. He's going to be a clipboard holder in the league, but I think you should be happy. It sounds like if you have a good season, it sounds like South Carolina could be there. The state, could be there for the taking this year. So that'd be good for you.
It's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity.
These injuries are concerning.
I know.
Dylan Stewart, still his back is tweaked, quote unquote. Peaks knee. I don't know. I'm just real worried about the injury part, but
I get it. It's the downfall of every team. If you don't have any semblance whatsoever of health, you can't be a good football team. So there you go.
Yeah, we're really, really, really good at the top layer, but I just don't think we're deep enough to survive that.
Correct. Well, I hope you survive very well your trip to Brevard, and we appreciate your time as always joining us on the road. We see you more on the road than we do in your home, but that's okay.
I like to run around a little bit. Makes me happy.
I know.
It's good.
A little run around Sue, a little run around Jen. I get it.
Keeps the soul happy.
So happy.
Makes me more appreciative of home too when I am home.
Yeah, that twice every 6 months you're actually in your own place. Yeah, I bet so. It probably feels pretty good.
Well, during football season, I'm there a lot. So
true. Very true.
Pretty soon I will be there, obviously. Is it 7 home games or 8? I can't remember. I'll be there, obviously, for as many of them as I can.
Probably 7. I don't think teams – I guess some can try to play. That's embarrassing if you're playing 8 home games. But, yeah, I think it's 7, at least 7.
And if you want to come down, you and Jen.
I know. I got to look. Yeah, I'm really going to look at that this year. I need to look at that and try to coordinate that. She'd love that. She's mentioned it several times, by the way. So,
is she okay with cats? I would assume so since you have one.
Yeah. Jazz knows me. Probably will want to come home with me. Yeah, big
Jazz
fan.
does love you. She likes the dudes a lot.
So it happens. I've always had it. Women just like to flock to me. I just walk into a room. It's all I do. I can't help it.
She digs you. She is. I don't know if you're aware. She's the #1 prettiest cat in the SEC.
Oh, really?
Ranked there for a long time, like probably 2 years. Every week she's been ranked at #1, and I tell her that every day. In my first interaction of the day with her, I remind her she's #1.
Well, congratulations. We'll have to. We'll give her an award. We'll bring her a bag of treats if we make it down there.
She would like that a lot.
All right. Have a good weekend, dear, and we appreciate you as always.
Thank you. Love you. Go
Love
Cox.
you. Stay safe. There you go. Hey, look, I did it. Is that backwards? Did I do it backwards?
You got it's okay. There you go. Okay. Like it's typically, with your palm out.
Like you're on the phone. Hello, Go Cox. Hello.
Hey. Hello, Gamecock Love headquarters.
Exactly. Yes, we have an appointment for you. All ready for you at 7. Sheila is here.
Yeah, we'll welcome you to the. Come on.
All right, be good. We'll see you next week. All right. Jen, the Gamecock Girl, here on the program. Thanks, everybody. Join us. Great week. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to everybody in chat. Thanks to Andy Bitter today. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to Jen. We'll have some cut-ups of today's show on the site. We'll see you tomorrow. Come see us at the Super Bowl. Don't forget, we'll be there from 6 to 9, and we hope it's a great time. We hope people have a great time, and we thank everybody at the NRB Super Bowl. So if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll see you on Monday. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend, and we shall see you then.